15 minutes later, they came back to me. It's a divorce in a bag. No, it isn't.
No.
It's an air awning. Have you got any new products in the shop which are like for campervan owners? Anything kind of new up and coming? Hello. So you might be looking for a new awning for your campervan, but you might be struggling as to which one's the best one to buy, whether that be an air awning or a poled awning. There's certainly lots of different styles, different options, and lots of things which kind of send you down one avenue, but really should be going down another one. So today, I'm actually joined by Chris from Tamar Caravan Centre, and we're going to be talking awnings. But we're not just going to be talking awnings. We're going to be talking other things as well, like campervans, because this weekend, Chris has had his first experience of a T6 campervan. Now, Chris, before we start, is about 7'12", so he isn't the shortest of people, unlike myself. So, hiya, Chris.
Hi, Steve.
How was your experience?
It was interesting, to say the least. I didn't really know what to expect to start with, not having used a campervan before. It was the Tamar Charity Rally event up at Tavistock, which went really well.
Raised lots of money?
We did, just over £4,500 for the Teenage Cancer Trust. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. We had some good feedback as well from customers, so that was nice. It was well worth the long weekend, hard work and sunburn, sweat and tears, I think it was.
So what's it like then trying to sleep in a caravan at your size? Campervan?
Campervan. It's not easy, actually. No. The first night, it was getting used to all the features inside, trying to work out how the heating works, for example, which luckily, since my wife has already had training on how to do that, I left her to it. So I was a man of leisure for the weekend. But it was the leg room for me, unfortunately. Obviously, being 8'9", it's... you did make a mistake on the height.
Sorry, do apologise.
But yes, it was just the leg room for me. It was legs dangling off. Well, it didn't sleep in the pop top on this one, actually.
Do you know, I was just about to say, if you'd have slept up there, then yeah.
Yeah, but we thought... Well,
because obviously you took one of the bespoke vans, which has obviously got the trolley bed. So you actually probably went for the quite as good bed as well.
Yeah. The second night, we did bring the mattress down from the pop top on the bottom. Why we didn't think of that to start with. It's rather than sort of curling up in sleeping bags on the hard base, we brought the mattress down, but same issue anyway. It was, for my wife, perfect. She's average size, if you like, 5'7"-ish. So she fits nicely. Yeah. Whereas, for me, it was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. But the van itself, the experience...
The nice finish, perfect. Everything you need just for me, for a weekend, they're great. Yeah. They've got the basics in there. You can cook food, you can sit, you can eat, you can drink, you can play cards in the evenings. Do you know what I mean? If the weather's
and there's
miserable.
even a toilet, should you so wish, if you're not on a service site.
We had the rollout awning on the side, so if it's too hot, side door open, awning out, chairs, little table. Yeah, perfect.
But so what you really probably could have done with is a proper awning.
Yes. Now, if we had a T6 awning that went on the side rather than the boot, for us on our pitch, the side awning would have been perfect. For me, obviously, headroom is another issue. So trying to get up in the middle of the night, trying to remember where you are. We kept the pop top raised, so I did have the extra height. Otherwise, not so good.
But yeah, so as far as the awning is concerned, again, that's going to give you the most space, and that's why people buy the awnings, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said just in the introduction, it is a bit of a minefield, and actually quite a funny. Well, it's not really a funny story. I was up at the NEC show, and somebody had recognised me whilst I was doing a video, and they said to me, "Oh, we're just looking at awnings, but we can't decide what to get. What should we get?" So I was just like, like what you're going to be using it for, where you kind of go, well, what's the best one? Well, give me some idea of what you want. Well, what do you think's the best? So I said, right, okay, and like I'm a bit lost because obviously there's awnings of starting at 200 quid
so many to choose from as well.
That's different sizes. Can you transport them easily and all this kind of stuff? So I just went, well, actually, I've just seen one over there. Absolutely fantastic awning. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Really, really like it. And that's what I particularly like. 15 minutes later, they came back to me.
Okay.
You told us that awning, it's too expensive, it's too big, this, that, and that. I was like, trying to bite my tongue as if to say, well, I did try asking you the questions.
It works for me.
that's kind of it, isn't it?
Yes.
What works for me doesn't work for you. And like, if I've got to sleep 6 kids in an awning, then you're going to need a big awning. I've not got 6 kids, and you couldn't transport 6 kids in a transporter. But the point is, like, what's good for me isn't good for you. And the budget for me, I might only be able to afford £200, whereas they might be able to afford £3,000 for an awning.
Exactly.
So there's certainly a lot of differences.
There's quite a lot to think about before you just go, I'm going to buy an awning.
Yeah.
But
one of the big ones to start with is that air awning versus the poles. Now, obviously, in recent years, the air awning has just taken off completely.
Yeah.
So what is the main differences between them?
I think for the air awnings, it's the ease of putting them up. Now, me personally, I find air awnings a lot easier to put up than the poled, quicker and easier. Unless you've been using poled awnings for years and years, you would literally know which pole does what just by looking at it.
Yeah.
But for a short weekend, air awnings, I think, brilliant.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing which some people can get a little bit misled by. I mean, an air awning is a temporary awning.
Yes.
You sometimes try and see people with caravans trying to put up an air awning for the season. Well, obviously that contraction, expansion, etc.
That's the problem with the tubes.
It doesn't feel really good.
You have to keep an eye on them every so often, check them for the pressure change.
Yeah. But the ease of putting them up, that is that beauty of an air awning. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I've got a massive awning, like ridiculously big awning, and I don't need that size awning.
No.
I need something else. And I do actually have my eye on one. I've not got eyes in the back of my head, so I can't see it at the moment. But there's an awning which I've certainly got my eye on at the moment, because the one I've got is just too big.
Yeah.
But that said, I think it's got 5 or 6 chambers at the moment.
Okay.
I can put it up myself.
Yes.
Like one person, I can put it up myself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to put up. Just, I'm not telling you how to put up awnings here, because there's probably proper ways of doing it. But I just stretch it out. I'll peg out the very end of that, and then I'll start pumping it up, and it'll start pulling its shape, and then I'll get the rope that way.
In the
it's easily done. I think it says like 20 minutes. Well, I can do it in 20 minutes on my own. You don't need 2 people.
No,
that
is the main advantage, I think, is you can do it on your own.
Yeah. And that divorce in the bag, because that's what, and it's that. You know what? It really frustrates me when I see people going, "It's a divorce in the bag." No, it isn't.
No,
it's an air awning.
Yeah,
I know everybody's got different abilities, but
air
awnings are so easy to put up.
They are.
But divorce in a bag, those pulled awnings, and it's not just the pulled awnings, the ones which connect together.
No,
it's those. I don't know the correct terminology. You've got the flexible poles, aren't you? Which not flexible, but kind of semi-flexible, and then they've got the
little elastic cord that holds them together. Yeah,
they can be troublesome to put up.
They can.
Trying to feed it through, and it gets caught, and then you pull it back, and the elastics come
in. And then eventually you do one side, and you think, yes, you run to the other side, and that side falls down, and then you think, is it broken? Is it not? Yeah. I mean, I have put one up here on my own, a pole awning. Probably took me a good 2 hours because I'd never done it before, trying to follow the instructions. It's like, I don't know if this is right, but it's up, it'll do.
Yeah.
It's on display. Air awnings, I can, out the bag, awning rail, like you said, just give it a shake, get some air in it, peg a couple of corners, inflate it. Once there's enough pressure in the tubes, up it goes, and you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
So, ease of use, short weekends, air awnings, exactly.
Air awning.
Yes.
So, what are some more pros and cons then? Would you say with them? What about weight wise?
Weight wise, they can be a bit heavier, air awnings, because the tubes and most of the panels are already attached when you're taking it out of the bag.
Yeah.
So there is the added weight, which does make it a little bit more difficult when you're on your own. If you've got a couple of you, it's fine. But sometimes the all-season material does weigh more than the standard Pro material, depending on what manufacturer uses what. It can be, a little bit more awkward.
And packaging-wise as well as the weight, they're a bit bulkier as well, aren't they?
They can be, yeah. Usually with the poles, you get the canvas in a bag, you get poles in a bag. You can separate the two out. Usually with the air awnings, it's all in one bag.
Yeah.
So it is quite a weight. There is a weight difference between the standard and the all-season material, which does make it a bit harder.
So with the standard and the all-season, is that a difference in quality between the two, or?
I would say yes. The all-season is a thicker, more waterproof.
So that's the air
material.
awning one.
Yes, on the air awning. Sorry, yeah. The all season, as it says, you can leave up for a season, but you still need to keep an eye on the pressure in the tubes. So,
but naturally, with a camper van anyway, you're taking them down and putting them up each week. But presumably, with that stronger material, it is going to be far better in a storm.
yeah,
Because I was looking before I had my eyes on another awning. I did have my eyes on another brand of awning, which I might have mentioned in a previous video, and I had a lot of people say to me, "Don't go for that, because if you've got a breath of wind, then that's not one which you should be going for," which was a bit of a surprise to me. There was a few comments on the video, and then when I was out and about, because I did another show after that, and did not really recommended in the wind, which is something which, if we're in the UK, I mean, you just take this weekend, for instance, you're going to have a nice sunny morning, and then it's going to be flipping gale force winds in the evening. You just don't know what it's going to be.
No.
So if you've pitched up, then you certainly don't want your awning to be the other side of the campsite, when especially if you're asleep in it.
Absolutely.
So that solid structure, which actually is another question. So which is more solid? Which is the poles more solid, or has the technology come on so much now with air that?
Well, the pressure in the tubes is quite substantial, and if you were to choose one of our display ones, for example, and push on the side and give it a shake, they don't really move that much. They are quite flexible, being air, so there is a bit more give. I think with the poles, you've got the option usually of carbon fiber poles or steel poles.
Okay.
So carbon fiber lighter again, which is nice for hiking around. Especially if you're moving pitches with your camper van, you're doing a different weekend here and there.
Yeah.
Lightweight poles, pretty good, to be fair.
And then obviously the carrying capacity of the van as well. If you're trying to keep that load limit down,
Yes,
your payload, then that would obviously be a benefit.
Yeah, definitely. But wind-wise, poles, they do flex as well in the material. They are designed to give a bit. I don't really think there's a lot of difference between the two. I think they both do the job perfectly well. So it's quite a difficult one until you put them both up in a storm at the same time.
Yeah.
And can try and compare the two. But I think they're both pretty much okay.
So really, at the moment, we're kind of not really coming up with a definitive, this one's better than the other one. Where do we sit with price?
Price-wise, I think the poled awnings generally come in at the lower end of the market. It varies by manufacturer, obviously, but the air awnings seem to be a little bit more pricey than the poled awnings. But the application, again, is quite a key factor. So if you're going to do it maybe a week, perhaps the poled awning would be better.
Yeah.
At a lower price point. Or it depends how much you're going to use it. If you're going to use it frequently, perhaps it's worth spending that little bit more on a slightly better awning. You get more use out of it. You get more for your money in a way.
So as far as price wise, then obviously you've not just got prices in the different types of products, but we've got price in the different brands as well.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we've got Isabella here now. For people who are watching who've purely just been into camper vans and they've never been into caravan and things like that, they might never have heard of Isabella. But Isabella is like a premium brand.
Premium,
isn't it?
That's the same word I would use, yeah.
I'm trying to kind of compare it to vehicle brands, but I don't really want to do vehicle brands. But you might be looking at a Waitrose, so you're looking at a Waitrose here, or you might be looking at a budget supermarket.
Yes.
Then, you've kind of got a bit of a difference there, haven't you? So you kind of Isabella is up there.
Yep.
And then you've got other brands who are a little bit cheaper, more cost effective, which there might not necessarily be anything wrong with them.
No. But not just be as market established either.
Yeah.
So depends how long they've been around for, and if certain customers actually know of the brand.
Yeah.
Because we get customers come in the shop mentioning different brands we've not had any experience of.
Yeah.
So that again, there is quite a few different brands there, but it's just looking at what you need to use it for, I think.
Yeah,
it can be a minefield.
Yeah, because there are a few different brands. Obviously, we've had the campervan boom with the COVID and the staycations.
Yes, absolutely.
So obviously that's happened, and we have seen a few brands which have probably been kind of hanging around, but now they're kind of getting put up there because more people are buying them because there's more people actually buying camper vans.
Yes,
And looking for the budget options. There's loads of them around at the minute.
there is.
But yeah, Isabella is premium, we should say. I mean, I'm absolutely loving this windbreak. But kind of got my eye on that as well. There's no price tag on it. But I'll certainly like to kind of look at that. Is that a light?
It is, yeah. It's a solar-powered light designed for the windbreak.
I like that. So I mean, you've got obviously these different brands, and presumably you don't just stock Isabella. We've just happened to pitch ourselves here because this is where we've got the grass, although I'm not even sure if you can see the grass.
No, it's just the more space we've got, actually. It's just here.
Quieter area.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, we've got the Isabella, obviously. We've got the Dometic range of awnings, and we do offer Van Gogh as well. So, and we've also got Dorema. So we've got 4 different manufacturers and suppliers there.
And that is different price points, isn't it?
They are all different.
What's the Dorema go by another name as well, don't they? In for campervans, it's called, is it Star something? Dorema go by a different name, and I'll put it here.
Yes.
So you can see what it is, because neither of us can remember what it's called.
No.
But so they are. I don't really want to be saying cheap or budget or anything like that, because I'm not trying to dismiss the product, but they just are a different price point.
They are.
And it's a bit like anything else which you're going to be buying in your camper van.
Yeah.
You know, when people are looking at beds, for instance, not everybody's going to go for the top of the range rib bed, which is on sliders and it's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to buy the nice frolly sprung pop-top board. They're just going to buy a plank of wood because that's what suits them. That's in their budget.
Exactly.
So they're not necessarily saying it's cheap and it's not very good.
No,
but it's
absolutely.
just a different.
Well, they've all got their certain applications for different situations. It's different materials as well.
Yeah.
Obviously gives you different price points. So if you've got somebody using top quality materials and someone who hasn't quite got the same material, they're going to be 2 different price points.
I think some people can get a little bit. Not obviously nobody talks about Isabella because nobody's really heard of them. But there are more expensive. Like a Van Gogh is more expensive than some other ones.
Yeah.
And then some people say, I'm not buying that Van Gogh because it's X amount.
Yeah.
But what they don't think is, well, they've just spent £60,000 on a camper van, and then they're trying to save 200, 300, 500 quid on an extension.
Exactly.
Because that's what it is. It's an extension. So you've bought your house, and now you've got an extension. You surely want something which is extremely capable and waterproof, watertight. It's going to be comfortable.
Exactly.
And it contains those features, those good zips, the good materials, so it isn't going to rip and tear. I mean, I've had bad experiences with awnings in the past where I did think, actually, I'm going to buy one which is less of a standard, and I had to pay twice because I had to buy another one because it actually got torn in the wind.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It was like, that's really, really frustrating.
And then you go, I wish I bought the more expensive one first.
But that actually was at a time where I wasn't really going to be using the awning that much. And I just happened to put it up this particular occasion when it was windy and it went wrong. So,
lesson learned?
Yes, lesson learned.
Yeah. But at least it wasn't an expensive lesson.
No.
As such.
No, not extremely expensive.
No.
But just actually looking at these awnings now, and that one behind you has got nothing to do with the camper van. That is a caravan awning.
It is, yeah.
But just looking at the height of it, and that's what I've noticed about this one, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite tall, isn't it?
It has. It's got almost like the domed roof. So they actually come up in an arch inside. I can stand up in there and still have a good foot of space above my head. It's, for the size of it, it's actually quite a lot of space. It is surprising.
I do like that. I've got to say, I do like that.
Yes. You've got the option with the doors on either side, the zip walls, the curtains and inside as well. So it's everything you need.
So, conclusion as far as this is concerned, before we're going to actually talk about I'm going to ask you some questions about some other campervan products which you might have available, some things which might be pretty good. But just to kind of summarise as far as the awnings are concerned then, the choice really is dependent on the individual, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
You kind of-
Lifestyle.
Yeah, because you've kind of got that choice. If you're going to be putting it up on your own, awnings really easy to put away. The poled awnings are lighter
Yes.
and they are slightly smaller packaging. So kind of
Yeah.
that's really, that is the two main differences, because the rest of them can be sorted out with price. You know, you can get the
Yes.
far better quality poled awnings if you spend a bit more,
Exactly.
as you can with the air. So the main real two things are the weight,
Yeah.
the size, and the ease of putting it out.
Yeah, I think so. I think that pretty much sums up the.
So
You're still looking at that light, aren't you?
I love that. I absolutely love that. I do love this as well. But anyway, so as well as cool things such as that, what else have you got at the moment? Have you got any new products in the shop which are like for campervan owners? Anything kind of new up and coming?
Yes, we do actually. I would say something to cook on is always handy.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes using the little grill inside.
Have you got the
van.
new Kodak thing?
I have actually. It's in the shop. Yeah. You would also need probably an outside light. They always come in handy for your awning, little awning light.
I've got one.
You have?
Well, it's not mine, but
No, not yet.
I will inquire.
And lightweight table, for example. I think some T6s do come with a table, don't they? But
Yeah,
not,
so not all. I mean, the locate table is one of my. I absolutely love that table, and that's obviously the table which is in the side door. So the side sliding door.
Yeah.
It just pops out, and it's absolutely brilliant. 'Cause, I mean, it's just dead space.
Yes.
Like, normally you've just got a panel there, and it does nothing.
Yeah.
But you spend, I think they're about £300 for this table, and you've got a table which is taking up no space because it's dead space.
Yeah.
And you've got a table which you can use not only in your van, but you can also use out of your van as well.
We didn't do that actually when we had the camper van. I only just found out there was a table in the door. So we were there, drinks were on the floor. Yeah, I know, exactly. Rookie error. But what can you do? Lesson learned yet again. So perhaps next time we have a trip in a T6, I'll be better prepared. But
that's what happens when you work in the shop and you don't work in the showroom, so you don't know about the vans.
Not so much, unfortunately, no.
Those products are selling well then?
Products wise, yes. I can actually go and grab a couple of bits if you're interested.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I'll be right back.
So as far as the products are concerned, I'm quite interested to see kind of what products are available. As we know, this feature is coming back. So this is kind of my Firepit Campervan Conversations, which I did do a few of last year, and then the weather hindered and I really needed an awning to kind of get it sorted out. But they are coming back. And one of the features kind of topics which I have on it is products of the week. So when guests are going to be coming on, I'm going to be asking them, what is your favourite product? Obviously, it's a little bit different today because we're actually in a shop and he can show me some products which they sell in the shop. But yeah, I'm really kind of keen on seeing what products people are using, what new things are out there. So if you are wanting to appear, have a conversation about campervans with me, then do let me know. Email address is in the About page, or just drop me a comment below and we can have a chat and see what conversations we can have. So we've got some products here then. So what have we got?
Yes.
So this is this. So I've heard about this. So I've got a range of Kodaks.
Okay.
I've got the small one, the Safari Chef.
Safari Chef, same
and
as
then
what I've got.
The bigger one, which is
Carry
the
Chef.
Carry Chef.
Yes.
And then I had the original one of that as well. But that one is different, isn't it? Do you want to just...
It is, yeah. It's the... If I slide it across to you there. The upgraded version.
Upgraded. So how has this been upgraded?
What is 3? So this one has got still got the original two pans, exactly. You've got the grill and the flat pan.
I feel like I'm on a game
Yeah,
show.
exactly. Yeah, this is what you could have won. So this one, you can see the gaps just in the front. That's it, on both. It comes with a nice little detachable handle. So instead of the previous one, you had to just obviously use your flat spatula, scrape off your food, etc. These you can actually take straight off, and it makes it so much easier. No more burnt hands trying to take them off at the end. Pop the handle in and just lift them off.
So that kind of takes away that, because a lot of people buy kind of off-the-market pans and things like that. So that's
Yes.
obviously a nice little feature there, although I'm pretty sure that everybody's already got those aftermarket pans.
There's also it's got the new green grill finish on it as well. So the coating is even better than before.
Even better.
Even better. Yes.
Well, one of the things which I've always liked about the Kodaks, and this is especially for the tapas dishes,
Oh,
they're
they're
just so easy to
brilliant,
clean.
aren't they? Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, I do like that. So what else have we got here then?
Well, you like your lights.
I do.
As we know. So I'll pass you this one. It's a 2-in-1, so it's a nice little. You can use it as a table light or a hanging light. 3 different brightness
turn it on?
settings. There's a little button just on the side.
Got it.
Well done.
Ooh.
So there's 3 brightness settings, and also the added feature of the mosquito killer,
Ooh.
which is the same little button next to it. So when you're sat outside in your awning in the evening,
You can hear some crackling. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, that's a little indoor fireworks show while they're getting zapped on there. So you can put it on the table as a table light, or you can hang it up inside your awning as well. With the handy little hook in there.
So they are popular then.
They are selling well, yes.
Do you know what? I definitely could do one of them, because flipping out when you're out and about, especially if like you're camping near bushes, rivers, trees,
Exactly,
which
yes.
you often are. Oh my word!
Yeah, 1 or 2 of those just strategically placed. Lovely.
Shall
Have a look at one of those later.
bite that one now? I think it needs. Is that one solar powered?
It is, yes. So that will need
Doesn't
putting
get
back.
much solar in here, does it?
No, unfortunately not. So I've got to go and put it in a window somewhere in a bit. Make sure, since you've pretty much drained it for me.
I'll turn it. Oh, you can plug it in as well.
Yes, it's USB-C rechargeable, that one.
Very good. So you brought this little table then.
Yes, this one, it's a coffee table, and it is extremely lightweight, which is, yeah, just,
Whoa,
it's perfect for the T6 market.
that's.
That's,
Oh my God, what's it made of? Cardboard.
you'd think so, wouldn't you?
I don't know how I can. How can I demonstrate how light that is? That's just ridiculous. Ah, that's useful. Unless you've got a locate table and you don't need one of them.
No, exactly. But
So that's.
if you
Who makes
haven't,
that? Isabella.
it is an Isabella table, yeah.
Very nice. Nice little.
Yeah.
That's very nice for my my Swift mug here, but I don't need it, do I? Because I've actually got a
You've
table
actually
here.
got a little side table, but if you're looking for a nice, lightweight, small, space-saving table for a camper van, that is,
I can't get over how
Perfect.
light that is.
I know, we thought that when the boxes turned up. We
Is there
took them
anything in
off the
it?
pallet, it's like, they've just sold us empty boxes.
Brilliant. Well, really appreciate your time today.
No problem.
I hope everybody's found it really quite interesting, some of the differences between air and cold. It's just great to be kind of getting back out there, speaking to people again, having these Firepit Campervan conversations. Although I can't have a fire pit in here, I don't think they'd be very pleased with me. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting out more, speaking to you. I've got several guests lined up, which is going to be good. So do stay tuned for those. Anyway, but if you haven't seen an alternative style of campervan, a different way of doing things, where I've previously spoken about you don't need a full conversion to enjoy that outdoor lifestyle, then do have a look at that video here. Or have a look at the bespoke campervans, which we've been talking about here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.